Welcome back. Toronto Maple Leafs forward Auston Matthews is trending today after making history last night. Scoring his 50th goal of the season, he accomplished the feat faster than any other NHL player born in the United States, breaking a record he had already shared. Matthews, who also added another goal in the 6-3 win over the Coyotes in Arizona, is now the fastest player to score 50 since an all-time great nearly 30 years ago.
Far side for Matthews, back to the blue line again. Got it back from Liljegren. Shot in front, they score! Bertuzzi in front of the net, but it's Auston Matthews who will celebrate number 5-0!
Playing in Tempe, Arizona, less than 5 miles from where he grew up, Auston Matthews wrote his name into the record books last night with that power play goal, giving his Leafs a 2-0 lead en route to a big win over the Coyotes. Matthews is now the fastest player to score 50 goals since Pittsburgh Penguins great Mario Lemieux scored 50 in 50 games in the 1995-96 season. The 26-year-old added another in the second period to give him an even 350 goals in 535 career games. After the game, Matthews was quick to give credit to the team's success before his own.
It's a small step in a long season, but obviously playing at home, playing against a team that's really had our number over the last couple of seasons, and it was just a good win, good effort throughout the lineup, everybody contributing, and just really solid efforts all around.
The native of Scottsdale, Arizona, became the fastest American-born player to score 50 goals in a season, breaking a record he already held and shared with former Penguins Kevin Stevens, who had 50 goals in 62 games. Matthews with his 50th in 54. Matthews, who has already won 2 Rocket Richard trophies as the NHL's leading goal scorer, looks like a lock to win his third, currently leading the league this year by 11, with Florida's Sam Reinhart sitting second with 39. In fact, Matthews is on pace to score 76 goals, which would be the most in a season since 1992-1993, when Alexander Mogilny...
Zalewski coming up with it, lost it! He's right on it! Out like a butterfly, sting like a bee! Alexander the greatest! That's 50!
and Teemu Selanne both hit that mark.
Selanne goes after it. Teemu Selanne breaks it. He scored!
Back to present day, Matthews' coaches and teammates are recognizing this special season he's having.
Trying to give him the whole first 3 shifts or 4 shifts we had together, so I'll probably get yelled at for not shooting a couple of those, but it's obviously a special player. We're lucky to have him. He's in his hometown, a lot of people here, a lot of family, a lot of loved ones, and he's meant a lot to this city, so to get it here, it's pretty special.
Obviously crazy. I mean, very fun for him and family and friends probably that he had here, so special moment. I mean, it's just incredible.
Obviously, Austin's been doing tremendous things, but Mitch has been tremendous as well, and I don't think that's by accident that Austin's had the type of push he's had here. When you combine the way Austin's playing with Mitch, that's what you get.
Matthews won't have to wait too long to add to his goal total. The Leafs are right back in action tonight as they take on the defending Stanley Cup champion Golden Knights in Las Vegas. And joining us with more on Matthews' historic season is assistant professor at the School of Sport Management at Brock University, Taylor McKee. Taylor, 51 goals in 54 games. Just how impressive of an accomplishment is this for Matthews, especially in today's NHL?
It's enormously impressive, and we're getting into some pretty uncharted territories here. We're getting into the sort of modern record here now, where you're looking at the 07-08 season from Ovechkin being the sort of watermark of the I would say modern NHL as it exists today in terms of a scoring record. And I think that he has a legitimate shot. I think that was 65 goals. I mean, like they're well within his grasp here, and that could give him sort of a crown as the modern day or modern era single season goal scorer. The problem the NHL has with records is in terms of like, where are we in terms of precedent, is the 1980s and the early 1990s. It is a completely different sport in a way that like many other sports don't have as sort of a record issue. So Matthews is sort of is dipping his toe into being a truly once in a generation goal scoring season that we're seeing right now. Something that we haven't seen since the early 90s probably.
We saw a clip of Matthews a bit earlier. He's obviously not the most outspoken person in the world, unlike some players, but how marketable is he right now? And how can his success on the ice translate into more people watching hockey, especially in the U.S.?
It's an excellent question. It's a question that is being asked in boardrooms across MLSE, I'm sure, right now, and across the NHL. The question of what to do with NHL superstars has been a really, really tricky one, going back to even, certainly before the era of Wayne Gretzky, but on the color TV era with Wayne Gretzky. I mean, what do we do with Wayne? Do we put him in the Mighty Ducks? We put him in a Coca-Cola ad? Do we make him have appearances on soap operas and in D2 the Mighty Ducks? And how do we sort of market them as celebrities outside of their amazing sort of physical abilities, especially when, as you alluded to a population that might not appreciate how difficult what he's doing is from a sort of kinetic point of view from playing the sport. Auston Matthews has his own personality. I mean, he is not exactly bubbling with charisma. He seems to have a decent sense of humor, I suppose. But again, the bar is so low for NHL players. It's unbelievable. I think that attempting to put athletes into a situation that says, okay, well, it's worked in the NBA in X and Y, so let's put NHLers in that exact same situation. This is something that is I think, foolish. And I think that something the NHL has tried in recent years is just to replicate the playbook from the NFL, the NBA, and soccer and say, okay, well, we'll just put our stars in the exact same situation and surely something interesting will happen. And it's not happening. So perhaps in terms of the marketability, it might have to be down to the way that sort of Sidney Crosby has carved his marketability, which is the fact that you're just going to marvel at what he does, and you're going to play essentially his lack of personality or his lack of charisma becomes his calling card, because I think we've all been kind of waiting around for Auston Matthews to become an interesting person, and that's really not happening. Even the All or Nothing series that Amazon put on, it was not exactly like a, wow, I can't wait to sit and talk with Auston Matthews. That he has been living in a sport and hockey specific related bubble since he was probably 9 years old. And I just don't know if there is any genuine sort of charisma there. I think we've got all we're going to get out of him from a personality standpoint, and it's now just time to embrace it.
Taylor, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Trending Now.
Perfect. Thanks so much for having me.